Hi, this is Eric Martin from Board Game Geek. I'm here with Leo Wild from Mayday Games looking at Five Seals of Magic. Originally published by Hobby World in Russian. They had an English edition, now you brought it out in the US.
We have, and we are excited for this one to be here at Gen Con.
Okay. What are we doing? We are the magicians?
We are the magicians, and the Archmage has gone missing.
Okay.
And so we are magicians who are exploring his tower, trying to survive and open the seals so that we can become the new Archmage.
Okay. We don't care what happened to the old one.
We don't care what happened to the old one. He's gone.
All right.
He's been gone for a year.
It's
we
history.
don't care.
All right.
So as magicians, we have our familiars out here, which are just kind of aspects that we can bring into the game to help manipulate where people can go.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is break the seals. So as you can see on this side of the board that's completely set up, our path is blocked. We can't get to these good scrolls that let us do things.
That's right.
So we
Blocking
have to.
the doorways here.
Yep.
We're moving through here.
We got to open it up.
Okay.
And so on your turn, you're going to select 3 die that you want, and the die represent what you can break with those seals.
Okay.
So the green one obviously breaks green seals.
Yes.
Yellow is yellow and red is red.
Yep.
On the beginning of the round, you're going to roll your die, and then this isn't a very good roll. And then you're going to use these die to potentially break seals. Okay. So you need that number or higher in pips in order to break the seal.
Okay.
So I can't do that.
If I broke the seal.
If you broke the seal, you'd take it off, put it back in the board, and then you would move your magician to block that spot.
Okay.
So no, you can't go through magicians, you can't go through familiars, but you can jump all the way over here. There's nothing blocking the path, so you could jump over here and grab that guy.
Okay.
On there. You'll notice that we don't have any purple die.
Yes.
The purple die are any color. You just need something of that color to do it.
Okay.
On there. Everybody goes and breaks a seal, restocks the supply. At the very next round, we then will pick 3 new die and re-roll and go.
Okay.
Now these scrolls have different abilities, and your familiar has an ability. So this
we
red,
each have our own familiar.
We have our own familiar, our own wizard, our own special kind of thing. So this lets me add 1 pip to any die I've rolled.
Okay.
And I can use it once per round. So once it's used, you flip it over to show you've used it.
Okay.
So now I can change this red 1 to a red 2, which lets me get a little further. I can use this to now move to that spot.
And we got a 5 on here.
We got a 5, so I can get that guy.
Okay.
Okay. But because this spot's now open, this guy could then come
on a later
into
turn.
this area on a later turn.
Right. Okay.
On there. So that's the premise of the game. The things that changes this game a lot are the scrolls and what the scrolls can do. There are 6 sets of scrolls. I've got the first 2 basic ones on here, and these ones are about dice manipulation, changing the pip value, doing things like that,
or colors,
or things like that. And this helps scoring at the end.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing that scores are the scrolls. So even though you remove these 2 seals, they're worthless to you. They're just a way to get there. The scrolls count for their pip value.
Okay.
So this is a 4-point scroll at the end, but you also get to now use this guy to add 2 pips to any die you've rolled.
Okay.
This one is for endgame scoring. So if you have this guy, every purple scroll you have is now worth an extra point at the end of the game.
Okay.
On the synergy ones.
So we're going to keep taking turns, rolling 3 dice, moving through the corridors, and once we open something up, it's open and people can travel freely through there.
Yep. And there's no...
All with the goal of trying to get the scrolls at the end.
Yep. And there's no restriction on movement. As long as it's open, I could go all the way up to here.
Okay.
And things like that. And so the strategy becomes, where do you place your familiar? Because if I drop my familiar here, this guy's locked in. He can't go anywhere but to break seals.
Right.
If at any point you can't break a seal, your turn's over for that round. And the other players get to keep going.
Okay.
And stuff, which usually only happens once or twice. You end up missing a turn on a round.
Right.
And as you get more scrolls, that doesn't happen.
Okay. So when does a round end? When everyone is blocked?
A round is ended when everybody's either exhausted their die or they can't break a seal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And you just keep going until all of these 6-point scrolls. There are, depends upon the number of players. I've got this board set up for 4. So in this scenario, as soon as there are less than 5 of the 6-point scrolls, you'll finish that round, and then you do endgame scoring.
Okay. All right. And again, counting up just for the scrolls that we have.
Just for the scrolls that you have.
Okay. All right. There you
A
go.
lot of the older, different scrolls, like in Class 3, it's more about manipulating other people's dice, not just yours. So if you've got a point value that I really like, I'll play my scroll and take that point value dice. You're going to keep the color, but I'm going to make my red 1 a red 5, and you're always going to have all of a sudden have a green 5 instead.
Okay.
So the scrolls really change how the game plays.
Okay. Well, you still keep it. You do not lose it.
You don't lose it. You don't lose those points. You use it for the round. Next round, you flip it over so you can use it again.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Leo.
Absolutely.
Overview, 5 Seals of Magic.